you realizing your dreams is actually blowing your old life apart. You're not going to be doing the things that you used to do. You're not going to hang out with the people you used to hang out with. You are going to think in different ways, move in different ways, exist in different ways. You're going to be breathing differently. And there's also this fear as I'm tapping into this energy, like of wondering whether or not you're up to the job. This is where we come back to that downloaded message. You are being divinely supported. Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Dans, and I am your hype angel, here to give you intuitive messages from your guides, your ancestors, anyone who might be looking over you, and basically just gas you all the way up to your highest self. This is a space for those with hearts of gold and boundaries of steel. So whether that's exactly where you're at or where that's where you're working to get to, I warmly welcome you to this space. So let's get into it. Look at me being consistent with my uploads 2 days in a row. Look at me. Oh, actually, I really feel like since I set the intention with the new intro, these downloads are coming through so strong. They're coming in hot and heavy. Before we jump into it, I actually have to remind you that we have a giveaway going at the moment. There will be 3 winners of a free 15-minute video reading. All you need to do to enter the giveaway is to comment goodgood down below and make sure that you are subscribed, and that puts you in the draw to enter the giveaway. So again, it's subscribe, enter goodgood down below in the comments, and that is how you enter for the free reading giveaway. So let's get into this massive download, starting with a song. And the song coming through was like Never Gonna Give You Up. And I'm like, am I being rickrolled right now? But it really came through with this message of like, you have this army of angels, of guides looking over you that literally will not let you give up. Like even in your hardest times, when you feel like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. I don't know if I can keep navigating this industry. I don't know if I can keep putting myself out there and not see the reward just like whatever that happens to be for you, you actually have like guidance around you that's like, we're not going to let you give up. We're not going to let you give up. They are always by your side, helping, encouraging, and waiting for you to make your move. It is up to you now to put yourself out there. Make your move forward on your journey, knowing that every choice you make and every move you make is divinely supported. Let's have a look at the cards. We have the Two of Swords, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Tower. Okay. There is this action that needs to happen from you that you've probably been sitting on for a little while, just been waiting on, like you haven't been pushing yourself to disrupt is what I hear. I really feel like you're going to be disrupting an area or a pattern or like a pathway, like the way that things are supposed to be done. You are like disrupting that. And you've been in a place of stagnation for like some time, and it is going to take a big move for you to move into that place where you are proving to yourself more than anything else that you are like, what's the word I'm looking for? Proving to yourself that you are capable. You are, through this, proving to yourself that you are capable. And the scary thing that comes from this is actually not so much making the first move. It's actually breaking you out of your comfort zone, because what will follow after you taking action, your life will start to change. Your life will start to change in radical ways. And it will elevate you to a place that is, it's everything you've ever dreamed of. But it's also nothing that you've ever experienced. And because it's not anything you've ever experienced, it will feel uncomfortable. And part of you knows that, and part of you wants to stay in that Two of Swords energy, in that stagnation. But you can move forward knowing like, okay, you realizing your dreams is actually blowing your old life apart. You're not going to be doing the things that you used to do. You're not going to hang out with the people you used to hang out with. You are going to think in different ways, move in different ways, exist in different ways. You're going to be breathing differently. And even though it'll be spending, your time with more passion, with more fulfillment, you'll be breathing deeper. All of these things are actually like, then if they're not familiar, they can still be scary and your subconscious can still be fighting it. And there's also this fear as I'm tapping into this energy, like of wondering whether or not you're up to the job. This is where we come back to that downloaded message. You are being divinely supported. This is why you won't give up. This is why you continue to do what you do. Because there is purpose there and you are being guided in this direction. That's why you can't let this thing go. Because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to keep going. You're supposed to go harder than you ever have before. You're supposed to shine brightly. And you are fully competent. You are fully able to live out exactly the goals that you have for yourself. Let's see if we have any more cards in this before we jump into the next part of the download, because this one's big. This one's big. We've been getting some like heavy career readings recently, and number one, I love it because I love readings that are about you. And I really feel like since I set the new intention for the new year, had a bit of a new intention for what I need to bring to you and the people that I want to bring towards this channel, like the energy in the downloads has just been insane. And it's been exactly the kind of growth energy that I love being around and that I love giving messages to. So if you have joined us in the last video or so, I welcome you and I am so grateful that you are here and contributing to this amazing collective and this amazing golden energy, because I love the ambition, I love the drive, I love the healing that you have, I love that vulnerability, and these are all of these things that I tap into and I find so authentic, and I love that it's just so about you and your growth, because that's what we want here. We're about you, we're about your growth. If other people come up in this reading because they are pertinent to the situation, I'm not going to stop them. But this is not what that's about, We have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, big push here. You need a teacher. You need a mentor. You need someone to help guide you. Someone who not only is going to help guide you, but help you see yourself more clearly. I almost feel as if you are someone who guides other people, is a teacher towards other people. And maybe some part of you wishes you had someone to guide you in that same way so that you wouldn't feel so alone. This is the message. Like, there is actually people, there are places, there are resources if you look for them. And the more you just start to open yourself up to the idea of maybe taking on a mentor, even if it is an infrequent thing, even if it is a once-off, even if it is a once a month, even if it's a once a quarter type thing, there is guidance and wisdom from others that you will greatly benefit from. And if you are feeling so inclined that you feel like, I really want someone to help me, someone to help guide me, this is the affirmation that you need. The more you open up to that, the universe will make sure that the right people fall into your path. The next part of the download. So as I was getting this download, I saw like cracks in the dam. That's what I saw. I was seeing like these cracks in this giant dam, and it was starting to spurt and it was starting to break through. What this represented to me was like the old version of you is coming to an end and the new version of you is like bursting to be free. Is like at the moment is only like leaking out in tiny little gaps in like what I considered to be, in the interpretation of this message, your fear. Your fear is like holding your next evolution back. Maybe because you feel like the highest version of you or the most authentic version of you won't be loved, won't receive support, and because this is the most authentic version of you, it is so important to you that they are received well. And the fear of them being rejected, the fear of them not being seen or being accepted, that is the reason why you hold them back in the first place. But the message here is like, you actually can't hold your authentic self back anymore. These cracks in the dam are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And the big message is just let yourself go. Surrender to your highest self. It is actually more effort that you are spending hiding yourself away from people than it is to just let that go and surrender and be with your highest self. The new and more elevated version of you will be born. You cannot control it. Set them free and let yourself realize your fullest potential. Let your power and your light flow over all the land. Let others be watered by your presence and by your energy. What you have to give is actually a gift. Let's pull some cards on this energy. Universe, please, insight information. What advice, any practical advice that you have for this beautiful collective as they learn to surrender to their highest self, surrender to their most authentic version of themselves, and release themselves from the chains of freedom. We have the Empress coming up straight away. Okay. And we also have Ten of Swords, Queen of Cups. Okay. So we have a lot of this feminine queen energy coming through to heal you, like heal your pain, to give comfort to your fears. First and foremost, you need to be almost, you need to love yourself. And I want to give practical advice here, and it is coming through, to be in worship of yourself. Now, I say that really deliberately because when we think about something like worship, we think about rituals, and the care that you take care of with yourself should become like ritualized. Now, this could be a chamomile tea in the evenings. This could be vitamins at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It could be journaling at sunrise, or I don't know, sunrise is really early in the morning. So, but like whatever that happens to be, pick a time of day, pick an intentional activity that is an act of self-care. And when you are doing it, think of the way that you are loving, caring for yourself. The adoration, the acceptance, the love that you crave from other people, even if you were to receive it, it actually wouldn't mean as much as you just giving that to yourself. And as long as you are giving that love and attention and affection towards yourself, it doesn't matter whether or not anyone else is giving it to you, because you are already fulfilled. Now, how do we do that? Obviously, it's nice to think nice thoughts and having affirmations. Like, don't even get me started. Like, behind the camera is all affirmations and vision boards. Like, I'm there, and if you're there with me, that's great. But having rituals around how you celebrate yourself, how you give affection and attention to yourself. This is something that you should ritualize, so you are getting emotional support, and so that you are truly seeing yourself as royalty. Like, sit up everywhere you sit, everywhere you stand, everywhere you walk, everywhere you talk. It's like royalty. Royalty. This is going to help you change your state from feeling unworthy to feeling like I deserve everything in the world. And it's bit by little bit, because I know that you'll know we can have these big surges of self-esteem, and then comes the lows, like the pendulum swings one side to the other. I feel like I'm really tapping into maybe a couple of yours energy, talking about how instead of there being a constant state of self-belief, it's a swinging pendulum where one day it's like, I am the bestest, baddest bitch there is. And then on other days, it's like, I can't get out of bed. this is why we are honing in on these small rituals of self-love, self-care, personal affection, because you're treating yourself like royalty. Treat yourself like royalty and ritualize this. Make it a pattern, make it part of your routine so that over time you are affirmed to yourself, not just in the moment, that you will constantly, as a habit, be loving towards yourself, and you will, as a routine, always be receiving love because you're giving it to yourself. This is really important because I know that for so many of you, like it said in the download before, let others be watered by your presence and your energy. When you embody this energy, when you are so loving on yourself, you are actually setting the example for how other people should treat themselves. You are not just establishing a habit for yourself. You are a leader. You are a teacher. You are setting a standard for how people exist, and this is why people look up to you. This is why people feel watered by your presence. Because when they are near you, they feel love for themselves, being in the presence of someone who gives love to themselves. That's it. Here's another big download here. There are those of you who still fear. You fear you will not be loved. You fear you will not be accepted. You fear you will not be held. You fear you will be rejected. There will be those who will bathe in your light, yet still reject its existence. There will be people that are so blinded by your light that they will refuse its presence. And they can reject, they can refuse, but they cannot take it away. Just because someone doesn't see your light doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And those who would reject it, those who would refuse it, will be outnumbered by those who readily embrace your light. They will be outnumbered tenfold. Just a little bit of an affirmation there for you. I'm not going to say that your fears aren't... I'm going to validate your feelings. It's okay and it's normal to have those fears. It's okay and normal to fear rejection. That's why these messages are coming through. So that you know that although you may fear these things, you may fear the rejection, you don't have anything to worry about. Yes, that will exist. Yes, you will be able to conquer it. Why? Because there will be people who see your light. So your fear can exist and people rejecting you can exist. But moving past that and learning about how you are able to overcome that, because there will be so many more people that are so healed from your light and give so much gratitude towards you living in your authenticity. Ain't nothing to worry about. King of Wands, Justice, 10 of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the Star. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Page of Cups. Okay. That was a lot of cards to come out in one big fell swoop. Okay, I'm seeing a couple of different energies here. I'm seeing with this King of Wands, Justice, 10 of Pentacles, there have been a few of you that have really kind of stood up to the man, stood up to the powers that be, stood up to the authority, put your foot down and said, this isn't right, this isn't okay. And I see some of you walking away from situations and becoming quite entrepreneurial. Maybe you left a workplace and you're like, you know what, screw this. I'm out of here. I can't be part of this. I can't be complicit in this. I don't align with this. I'm going to do my thing. And then that thing ends up being your creative pursuits. That thing ends up being your small business. This has been such a journey for you. And I really do see that this exponentially will bring you more and more freedom, as well as there being a financial benefit to this happening in a way that you could not have been benefited, or you could not have seen this kind of income from your past environments, there is a version of you that was born in that moment. There was a version of you that was born in that courage. There was a version of you that was born in that journey of you having to fill a role that you've never filled before, to learn things that you never thought you would need to learn, and become a version of you that maybe in the past you never would have thought would exist. It's building a much more centered version of your higher self. You are literally adding to your higher self when you are doing this, because there is a wholeness and a stability that was ingrained in you when you took this risk and you made it work for yourself. It is a very affirming act that you have done for yourself, where you're like, oh, and I got this. And even when things get scary, and even when I'm not sure what's on the other side, I got me. That is actually going to set up literally your whole future, because you started to put into practice that act. You started to listen to your gut, listen to the places where you should be, and more importantly, listen to the places where you do not belong, moving away from those places, even if it is scary. Even if it is what people are saying you should not be doing. And you are betting on yourself. That's going to be your practice for the rest of your life, and that's going to build your foundation. That's going to build your empire. That's going to build your legacy. That's going to build the stability of your home for your family and for generations to come. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups, we have the Star, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Page of Cups. There are people, and I think for the most part, like they're mostly just a little bit younger than you, that are looking at your journey, that are seeing your journey. Some of them are seeing your journey and seeing how you are leaving bad situations, how you are taking risks on yourself, and you are fully glowing in a renewed, recentered, healed energy. And there are people who are following in those footsteps, and there are those people who are looking on and they're still in a place of darkness. They definitely, all of the energy being pointed towards you is of admiration. What I should say is that they are looking towards you for leadership. And I say leadership and you think it's this corporate thing. You think it's this like really formalized thing, and it's not. They literally, it's on a subconscious level that they look to you for leadership. But they really do look to you as the map of what they're supposed to do next. And they don't even realize it, but they know that they feel comforted by looking at you. Page of Cups energy, there are some people that are very conscious about how they are seeing your journey and they want to be like you. And then there are those people that don't realize that they want to follow in your footsteps, but they are in a place of darkness, and your transformation, it just resonates with them. They're at that place where they haven't fully actualized to what's going on with them, but they know that something deep within your journey is resonating with them, and they continue to kind of watch you if you make content. They continue to consume your content. Why do I say digest it? I feel like they are digesting it, like it's going in and it's being mulled over, but it is a massive comfort to them. It hasn't quite linked to them that they resonate with where you were and that they can follow in your footsteps. They just know that it's subconsciously, it is a comfort to them to see someone be so bright and beautiful and come from a darker place. That feels so comforting to them. And these people will become like the others that that really take what you do and use it as a map for their own healing. It's just kind of on like different stages of the journey. But that was the message coming through there. That's again to affirm, like, you might be so many people are focused on the haters. So many people are like, this person can say this and this person can say that. Like, and those people are going to exist for everyone. You can't please everyone. You can't make everyone like you. But like, there are so many people that look to you for inspiration, for comfort, for healing. And I feel like it's crazy because this keeps coming up in the message that like your guides are waiting for you to do something big. Your guides are waiting for you to do something huge. As I say this, I feel like I get the tears in my tear ducts. They kind of rise up. So I know that your messages are very, very close and they're very, very strong when I say that. Like, they're really waiting for you. So for you to have these people that are already on your journey, already so about what you're doing, and you haven't even fully broken and stepped forward into the light yet. You haven't broken through yet. It's crazy. It's crazy how much support you have and you haven't even begun. I love that for you. Okay, a little bit more of a message coming through. You cannot stop yourself from coming forward. Your highest self is ready to come forth. The only thing holding them back is your fear. Let your higher self through, and in doing so, let your higher self prove to you that you never had anything to fear. Then you will see what you are made of. Then you will see what you were made for. Let's see if there are any more cards on this message. No. Let's get into the oracle cards. Thank you so much for being with me. I am loving this new energy that's coming through. So if you are new, let me know down below. Okay, we have 3 cards coming through. 33. Find those who inspire you to bloom. Grow together. Community, connection, reciprocation. Find those who inspire you to bloom. What did we say about you finding a mentor? What did we say about you finding someone that's going to help you, guide you towards the truest, most authentic version of yourself? And it can be mentor, it can just be community. In general, look towards those that recharge you, after whom you feel so light. You feel light, yet you feel grounded. Notice these people and make an effort to spend time with them. And spending time, it can be a FaceTime. It can be a 20-minute FaceTime call. That counts. Look, a 20-minute FaceTime call once a week with a good friend that has your back is better than not seeing them. I mean, it's better than seeing them once a month. It's about getting these people regularly into your life. And yes, like I said, look for a mentor. The shaman, lunatic, insights, cosmos. Am I crazy or is it the moon? You are a thought leader. People look to you for your intuitive wisdom, for your life experience that you've had, for the growth that you've made. That's what you are to people, your insights. Are you ready? The portal, adventure, ancestors, calling. This is the message. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because it's coming. Let's finish up with one music oracle because I'm loving using them so far. Now with these, I usually don't interpret. I will usually just say it. I would love to hear your interpretations below. Today we have Joni Mitchell. And the message is, learn to write in your own blood. Some things need confessing, others are better left unsaid. And never lose sight of the miraculous. I would love to hear what you personally feel like that message was saying to you. If there were any specific words that relate back to your world. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you enter the free reading giveaway. All you need to do is subscribe and comment good down below. The winners will be announced on the 15th of March. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.